The primary method of acquiring spectra on the sample is by the point and shoot method. So we will click on that mode button on the left-hand column, and it reconfigures the screen once again, and it permits us to grab an electron image with this gray button up in the toolbar, and it acquires the electron image as such. Now what we can do is we can click on the image and start an acquisition and survey around the image to click on different locations to see what the spectral shapes look like for those different regions, and to understand the sample even before we're collecting data. As I'm surveying, you notice it is throwing away the previous data point, aborting it, throwing it in the trash, and then collecting a new acquisition at the new location. You can do this for as long as you like. Then when you are confident that you like this location on the sample, you can permit the acquisition to run to its termination so that the green bar on the bottom runs complete. Right now it's at 10, 9, 8 seconds to complete. It will run to that termination, and then you will then have a spectrum with the image and the crosshair. And the report that is generated with that, for instance in the print preview, shows just that: the electron image with the crosshair, some acquisition information, the spectrum from that point, and the quantitative analysis. So we have a very complete report in one report demonstration. We do not need to put down individual points on the location and permit a survey mode. We can also do a batch mode by disabling this one button up in the toolbar and laying down new acquisition locations. And the acquisitions that we're doing are not necessarily points, but we can have area acquisitions. So we can lay down a point for position number 2, a rectangle for position number 3, click and drag, an intensity flood fill, for instance, for position number 4, a circular analysis for position number 5, center and radius, and a user-defined polygon for position number 6. Click and drag, right-click to close. Now the software will cycle through all of these acquisitions one at a time and acquire each of those. So once again, let's go to the addition of both detectors, hit the go button, and now it will acquire each data area in turn to collect the spectrum and perform the peak ID and the quant. We can watch that by looking at the upper right-hand quadrant, the label on the point. It is now labeled as turbine data set number 3, point number 2. Once it acquires, it moves on to the next data point, and now it is point or area number 3, and it will cycle through. So in this way, it is automated acquisitions that the user does not have to stay here and monitor the acquisitions completely, but they can actually move on to a separate task somewhere else, let this acquire, and then come back when all the acquisitions have completed. You can see that the color scheme in the image changes. The previously acquired points are a light blue. The current acquisition is a green. For instance, point number 5, the circular area, is a green area. The future points, point number 6, is more of a yellow-orange color that is done for each one. So it's a visual feedback back to the user of what the regions that have been acquired and the future regions to be acquired. So this is the completion of point number 5, switches to point number 6, the color changes, the spectrum displays, the peak IDs are presented, and then the quantitative analyses. As soon as these points are all acquired, you can go to a review button, which is on the same toolbar, the point and shoot toolbar. Now we can review the points. We can go back and click into the near neighborhood of the points. We don't have to click exactly on it. And this is now point number 2, point 3, spectrum for point 4, 5, and 6.